Multiple arrests, alcohol-fueled diatribes, and shocking allegations. The terrible things these people did definitely did not slap. Well, except once.
Get out.
At the 94th Academy Awards ceremony, Will Smith made all the wrong kinds of history. After Chris Rock made a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith, Will Smith walked on stage during Rock's monologue and slapped him in the face. Then he sat back down and yelled, "Keep my wife's name out your f***ing mouth." In the immediate aftermath, many thought the incident was a pre-arranged gag, but it soon became clear there was nothing staged about it. Celebrities began speaking out, particularly people from the comedy world. When the smoke cleared, Smith was hit with a decade-long ban from any and all Academy events, including the Oscars. To anyone who enjoys seeing a celebrity continue to dig their own grave, Gina Carano is a gift that never stops giving. In February 2021, Carano was fired from her signature role of Cara Dune on The Mandalorian. In an Instagram post that has since been deleted, Carano shared a post that compared those who criticized her political views to Nazis. That was the final straw for Disney and Lucasfilm, who were reportedly already incensed with Carano after two controversial November 2020 tweets, one implying that President Joe Biden had committed voter fraud and another mocking people wearing masks during the COVID-19 pandemic. Carano has continued to double down on the same kind of social media posts that got her booted from Star Wars. Since then, she's appeared in a couple of films from Ben Shapiro's production company, but seems to be permanently out with Disney. Tom Cruise has said and done some questionable things over the years, but 2005 was a particularly memorable year for the actor. For example, right after actor Brooke Shields' pregnancy, Cruise trashed her for using antidepressants in an infamous interview with Matt Lauer.
And she doesn't understand the history of psychiatry. She doesn't understand in the same way that you don't understand it, man.
But nothing cemented Cruise's image more than when he jumped on Oprah Winfrey's couch. When Cruise appeared on the Oprah Winfrey Show to promote A War of the Worlds, the actor was in rare form. Asked questions about his month-old relationship with his now ex-wife Katie Holmes, Cruise often wordlessly responded by clasping both of Winfrey's hands in his, pumping his fists in the air, or most famously, jumping on her couch while Winfrey was mid-sentence.
And the internet, of course, hasn't let it go since.
In the long term, the incident didn't hurt Cruise's career in the least. He continued to make hit films, but it forever changed the public's view of him. In the summer of 2020, The Flash lost its elongated man. Not long after the close of the show's 6th season, CNN Entertainment and others reported that Hartley Sawyer had been fired from The Flash for a number of homophobic, racist, misogynistic, or otherwise offensive tweets posted between 2009 and 2014. A number of cast and crew from The Flash made public statements about the firing, and while there were a few attacks directed at Sawyer, no one was rushing to defend him. Grant Gustin of The Flash and Stephen Amell of Arrow both publicly supported the decision to fire Sawyer. Sawyer posted a lengthy apology at the end of May 2020, admitting that his tweets were unacceptable. As far as the world of celebrity entertainment is concerned, Sawyer has completely fallen off the radar ever since. The Flash remains his most recent credited screen work. From a certain point of view, Mel Gibson seems to be the luckiest actor alive. His career has been stronger than ever lately. From taking the lead in the John Wick prequel series The Continental, to reported plans for him to step into the late Richard Donner's shoes to direct Lethal Weapon 5, in which he'll also star. And yet, as Joshua Molina pointed out in a lengthy op-ed for The Atlantic, Gibson's continuing career seems to be single-handedly disproving the existence of cancel culture. In 2006, Gibson was pulled over for alleged drunk driving and let loose an anti-Semitic rant on the officers. 4 years later, audio tapes leaked of threatening and racist statements the actor made to ex-girlfriend Asaka Grigorieva, and in 2011 he pleaded no contest to domestic abuse charges against her.
I think it's definitely possible that Mel's career is over from this.
Yet, in spite of many former fans swearing off Gibson forever, his career eventually came back just as strong as ever. In 2018, the long-dormant sitcom Roseanne enjoyed unexpected success with a revival, with most of the original cast returning for a 10th season. Roseanne Barr hadn't been much of a presence on television ever since the series first closed up shop in 1997. All she had to do to remain on top was avoid tweeting a racist joke about former presidential advisor Valerie Jarrett, but apparently that was too difficult a task. In May 2018, the offending tweet ended Roseanne for good. Barr apologized to Jarrett, tried blaming the tweet on ambient tweeting, and eventually announced she was leaving Twitter. But it was too little, too late. First fellow actor and comic Wanda Sykes announced she would not be returning to her consulting producer job on Roseanne. and soon afterward, ABC fired Barr and cancelled Roseanne. Later that year, the Connors premiered Minus Barr, with an announcement that a character had died of an opioid overdose.
Wait, what? Mom overdosed?
It doesn't make any sense.
In a guest column for THR, showrunner Bruce Heldford wrote that the decision was made to kill her character off to make her departure clearly permanent. It is genuinely puzzling that it took the public so long to turn on Ezra Miller. In April 2020, during a time when so much as a single poorly conceived tweet could end a career, a video surfaced of Miller appearing to grab a woman by the throat and throw her to the ground. The video starts out with almost a playful tone, but a witness told Variety that the incident was indeed serious. Fans had a harder time ignoring it when Miller was arrested in Hawaii in March 2022. They were charged with disorderly conduct and harassment. Not long after Miller was released on bail, a couple that they were reportedly staying with filed a restraining order against Miller, accusing them of threatening the couple and stealing some of their belongings. Only a few weeks later, THR reported Miller had been arrested again, this time in Pahoa, Hawaii. They had reportedly been asked to leave a party and some furniture got thrown.
Police say Miller became irate after being asked to leave and reportedly threw a chair.
It only took the news of the first arrest for rumors to begin swirling that Warner Brothers was considering kicking their Flash and Fantastic Beasts star to the curb. In the wake of Alex Trebek's passing, the question of who could succeed him as Jeopardy host proved much more controversial than most anticipated. Mayim Bialik of The Big Bang Theory fame was chosen to share co-hosting duties with former Jeopardy champ Ken Jennings, but in the case of Bialik, a controversial past followed her to the show. In 2017, Bialik wrote what proved to be an extremely divisive op-ed in the New York Times about the now-convicted rapist Harvey Weinstein. She suggested that, like her, women should dress modestly and not act flirtatiously, something many took as victim-shaming. She's also expressed non-mainstream views about vaccinations for years. In December 2023, she was let go from Jeopardy! What do you remember most from 2009's Terminator Salvation? Well, if you were paying any attention to entertainment news in 2009, then in all likelihood your most enduring memory of the movie isn't what happened on the screen, but the infamous audio that leaked a few months before the film's release. Specifically, TMZ posted a recording of Christian Bale, who played John Connor in the film, ranting for just under 4 minutes at director of photography Shane Hulbert. Dropping more F-bombs than Skynet could coordinate, Bale accused Hulbert of walking aimlessly around the set during the filming of a scene and distracting him. Bale apologized for the rant after the audio surfaced and ensured fans that he and Hulbert worked out their differences before the day was through. Still, although it never affected his career, Bale's never been able to completely shake the reputation he earned when the rant went public.
Christian Bale is not the kind of guy you wanna piss off.
Dave Chappelle caught flack for a while for making jokes considered transphobic, but he took special aim at the subject in his 2021 Netflix special, The Closer. Among other things, he invoked his late friend Daphne Dorman, a trans woman, in a way that many found offensive. For example, Vox wrote that Chappelle speaks of Dorman as a trans woman who's proven she deserves autonomy, but only because she didn't respond negatively to jokes others found offensive. In other words, Chappelle's acceptance of Dorman as a trans woman,
as hard as it is to hear a joke like that, I'm telling you right now, Daphne would have loved that joke,
was conditional. The same month The Closer began streaming on Netflix, a group of Netflix employees staged a walkout to protest not only Chappelle's special on the platform, but what they saw as an unhealthy work environment it was helping to create. While nobody's forgotten, the backlash certainly didn't hurt Chappelle's career, seeing as he released a new Netflix special in December 2023. Jussie Smollett appeared in over 80 episodes of Empire before it all came crashing down. In January 2019, the actor claimed that 2 men attacked him, poured an unknown substance on him, and put a noose around his neck in a racially motivated attack.
I noticed the rope around my neck and I started screaming. And I said, there's a rope around my neck.
But by the following month, the Chicago PD became convinced that the incident was staged and that Smollett had hired 2 brothers to stage the attack as a bid to negotiate a higher rate on Empire. Smollett was arrested and charged with disorderly conduct and filing a false police report. As more and more evidence came out, the same fans and celebrities who initially showered Smollett with support now showed him nothing but disdain. Smollett's first trial was dismissed, but he was still let go from Empire, and new charges were brought against him in 2020. In late December 2021, Smollett was found guilty on 5 out of 6 charges of disorderly conduct. The actor was ordered to spend 150 days in jail, spend 30 months on probation, and pay a fine of $145,000. Jared Leto's method acting already became somewhat legendary after behind-the-scenes stories surfaced from the production of 2016's Suicide Squad, in which Leto played the Joker, including reports of the actor apparently sending a dead hog, among other things, to the cast as a twisted present.
I got so many weird things. I can't even begin to tell you the weird things I got.
But while the Suicide Squad stories were just weird, something a bit more objectionable happened on the set of the long-delayed Morbius. In an April 2022 interview with Uproxx, Morbius director Daniel Espinosa confirmed that Leto pretended to be disabled, like his character, in between takes. He used a set of crutches to get himself to and from bathroom breaks, for example, until that took too long and it was decided crew members would bring him back and forth in a wheelchair. The story has done nothing to help Leto's reputation. Along with drawing out accusations of ableism, the story prompted other actors to take indirect potshots at Leto. Though he didn't mention Leto by name, Mads Mikkelsen was blunt about his opinion on method acting, saying, "It's bullshit. What if it's a shit film? What do you think you achieved? Am I impressed that you didn't drop character?"
Dr. Morbius is in trouble.
I'm in trouble.
It is an absolutely horrific truth that if we were to give each celebrity accused of sexual assault and/or harassment their own section, this video would be nothing but those stories. But to not mention them would almost be a crime itself. The list of alleged sex criminals in Hollywood seems to get at least a little longer every few months. In December 2021, allegations of sexual assault were made against Chris Noth by 2 women, and soon a third accuser surfaced. By 2018, Kevin Spacey had over 30 allegations of sexual assault and harassment made against him, including many by men and women who were underage at the time of the alleged abuse. Although he was found not guilty in July 2023, those types of allegations are impossible to forget about. Then there's Louis C.K. According to Vox, allegations of sexual harassment were made about CK for years before they were made public, including allegations that CK coerced or attempted to coerce women he worked with. In 2017, he admitted that allegations by 5 women were true. And of course, in 2018, Bill Cosby was sentenced to serve 3 to 10 years in prison after being convicted of assaulting former Temple University employee Andrea Constand, one of more than 60 women who made assault allegations against the former comedian and actor. In 2021, that conviction was overturned. These examples, sadly, only scratch the surface.